Today I'm just doing a speed painting. There's not really anything I really want to get off my chest or talk about today. It's literally just going to be me doing a speed painting and just talking about my process artistically, what I do in Coral Painter to get my work done. I apologize about the video quality because to be honest, I did this image when my computer was running a lot of apps and I feel like my computer was running slow. So I kind of got to a slow start. But I just want to go over, how I start. I start with a very, very rough sketch, as you can tell. Ultimately rough, like straight off the dome. And often I feel like they're the best sketches, to be 100% honest. Because I feel like they reserve all the raw energy that you have. And I feel like some of the best art that's ever been made has a lot of that raw energy in it. I feel like a lot of people's art, and this is a common thing that artists talk about a lot. I feel like a common thing with art is that it gets more constricted and more static the more we go on with the process. Um, because we kind of tighten things up and we change things. We might change someone's expression, we might lose something here and there. But I try to really keep this in its raw form. I'm not trying to say this is some excellent speed painting. But yeah, so this is simply me just going over my process. So what I do, I start out with a rough sketch. I hit the image with some really rough flats. Then I start adding my shadows and my shadows and my highlights. Mostly shadows first. I add my I add my basic colors first. I add my I've got my flats. Then I've added the background color, and I start going in. Um, But actually, we're working in Coral Painter, so what I want to talk about is the simple water brush. So what I do first, I add my flat colors in the simple water brush, and there's two ways to do this in Painter. You could use a you could use the digital watercolor brushes, or you could use a gel layer and just use any brush that you use, and paint on top. I like to use a simple water brush because I always like to work on one layer, which is weird, but it's just something I find working on one layer helps you to improve faster as an artist because it's more like traditional art. Also helps your confidence. Apologize as well for my voice. I've kind of have a cough and I've got this phlegm in my throat. I've had it for a while. I don't really get sick, but every so often I'll get sick, and it's really annoying to me because I don't get sick. So it's just like, oh, I don't even get sick, and I just feel like this. But yeah, so overall, I think this image took me 42 minutes. I don't know how long it took to sketch. I did the sketch a few days ago. I've been kind of slacking. I was meant to um kind of upload this a few days ago, but I've been busy. I had my daughter. I have a daughter, by the way, guys. I had my daughter, and when I have my daughter, I can't really get any work done because she's only 14 months right now. So she's about to be 15 months in a few days, but she's 14 months. So it's really hard to get anything done while she's buzzing around because she's a little child and she needs attention. And, I like to give her all the attention, and I have like daddy brain when I'm with her. I'm kind of focused on her when I have her. So yeah. Anyway, anyway. So what I'm doing now is I'm going in and defining the face a little bit. I'm adding what I feel like the bones should be. I'm adding the muscles for like the brow, and I'm adding little extra things, pieces. I'm doing my tricks. I think all artists have tricks in their bag, and I might want to make a video about that in the future. But I think we all have tricks that we use as artists, and we've developed these tricks throughout whatever career or whatever timeline we've been drawing and painting. And these tricks enable us to do certain things like as symbols. So the way I draw eyes is kind of a symbol. I'm not really thinking about a real human eye. Actually, if you really look at how I draw eyes, most of my eyes on my characters are squares or they're closed a lot of the time. But they're basically just rectangles. Even though eyes aren't rectangular, a lot of the time my eyes are rectangles in my images with curved edges. They're just symbols for what I like to what I feel works, and I have different symbols for when I'm drawing in pencil and for when I'm painting on the computer and da da da. Right now, I'm just experimenting with brushes, trying to get a more grainy brush, because I had a really grainy brush in a different version of Painter, on one of my old Macs, and it was really, to me, it just felt like it was a lot better. So I'm just messing with the spacing and stuff, trying to get that grain up. And I think I'll even mess with that next time I do a painting. Next time I do a video, and I'll probably mess with that a little bit more and try and get a more grainy brush. So here I'm trying to make this guy have like some kind of headgear, like a headdress thing that just like magnetically attaches to his head. And that's one of the things I like to do with my work. I like to have these little things, you know, just these little pieces that that my characters have that maybe other characters don't have, or maybe some characters having something, but just are unique to what I do quite often. This is my original character. I don't really want to get too much into who he is and his name. I've said this like every video because I've drew him like God knows how many times now. But I'm just having fun drawing him. This is probably the most times I've drew this character in my whole kind of like time drawing stuff and recording stuff and putting stuff out into the world. But yeah, at some point I'm going to reveal who this guy is. I'm going to reveal what he means to me, and you know, I might just stop reveal it with a web comic, and that's really what I want to do with the character. I have big aspirations for this character and stuff. Um, but anyway, so what I'm doing now, I'm just going in and adding more refinement to the face, trying to make things look a little bit more believable. Trying to just trying to go in and just add a little bit more, not texture, but a little bit more kind of like personality. I've gone in and added these collars now, right? I'm not sure whether this is a jacket or a shirt, but I added it. That's definitely a shirt. The red piece there is meant to be read as a shirt, right? With a kind of goldy collar on it. But this pointy jacket thing, maybe it's a jacket with no zippers. Who knows? Maybe it's just designed to look like that. Maybe it's meant to be some kind of royal gown thing. I'm not quite sure because I haven't drew this character full body in terms of like this outfit, because every time I draw the guy, I give him a different outfit. It's just me experimenting. Think of it like the Pepper project that Stanley Lau did, right? Pepper didn't have one way, shape, or form. She still really doesn't. But, and if you don't know about the Pepper project, Google the Pepper project. It's really interesting if you're into art anyway, right? She didn't have one way, shape, or form. She just had a semblance that she always kind of, you know, she kind of looked like something, but we weren't sure, right? And with my character, I kind of do that because I kind of want the character to go through a lot of changes throughout the series, depending on what he's doing, where he's going, people he's meeting. Right now, what I'm doing, I'm kind of adding little bits of red, little accents of red here and there, just to add little pieces, and I've put some lines in the eyebrows simply because I like to do that with my own eyebrows. Not like triangles like how he's got, but I just think it's cool to have those little sharp elements, you know, in your characters. But yeah, you know, it's interesting. Just do the artistic process in general. Sometimes, you know, going through it, because I literally had no planning for this piece. I just decided, hey, I'm gonna do, you know, my character, and I'm gonna do it a certain way. So when I started using the glow brush here, I thought, oh, okay, I have no like real highlights. So I got out my oil pastel brush, which is one of my favorite brushes right now, and I just started going in and adding highlights. Like, but I've used the collar as like the collar is blocking the light. So there's only a few highlights just seeping through onto the face, and it just helps add a little more realism, because sometimes in photography you might get that, and it just helps add that. Like, oh, there is light, and the light in this piece is really like here. I was going to put it on that back collar, but I thought, nah, it's blocked by his head. There's no point putting any light on it, so I just literally left it on the front collar. But yeah, it's interesting when you go in and you do little things like that. To me, that added so much to the piece. I'm not even trying to say this is a good piece, because I really wasn't happy with it when I finished it. I really didn't like it too much. But I recognized that it was a speed painting, and I recognized that it is just another part of the process. And eventually I'll appreciate it for what it is. I might not, but that's my thing. A lot of the time I watch artist videos on YouTube and they say stuff like, I'm not happy with this piece and da da da. And a lot of the time we're not happy with pieces because of things that we're trying to specifically hit in terms of artistic goals. Like, we might have wanted to do a little bit more shadowing, or we might have wanted to do a little bit. Oh, by the way, what I'm doing now is I'm adding some shadows because I've added that light, so I want to add more shadows to make the light pop. So I used a new simple water brush and I've just popped in the shadows. But anyway, we might want to hit goals that we specifically have in mind that we feel like we're not hitting, but at the same time, the piece is still okay to the regular person. But on that note, guys, thanks for watching. Just like he says on screen, I respect all the guys that watch the videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.